Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome to another episode of Home Geekery. My name is Bill, and this week I'll be talking about having a week with Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So as you probably already know, Paizo is a company which was called Paizo Publishing and Paizo Inc., and they were a company known for using the Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition with Wizards of the Coast, who at the time would publish many different things. And then Paizo were brought on board to take care of the Dungeon magazine and the Dragon magazine, which was attributed to James Jacobs and Eric Mona, respectively. However, I want to point out that Eric Mona is my hero. This man wrote my favorite freaking module or adventure of all time called The Whispering Cairn. And I gotta tell you, that thing is amazing. This happened to be the intro to the Age of Worms. Well, the Age of Worms series is amazing. And Paizo decided to take this D&D from Wizards of the Coast, the 3.5 edition, and make their own tweaks and little subtle hints to making the game better. Well, they put out their first series of what they called adventure paths, all right? And the adventure paths were amazing. The first one, which I believe I subscribed and I freaking got these, I got the print as well as the PDFs of them. I ran them like crazy. Everyone loved them. My players were in tears at the end. The first one was called The Rise of the Rune Lords. And here's the first one, by the way. I still got it. And yes, this was one of the best series to run a bunch of players through. And then I'm going to say this was, I don't know, 2005, 2006. It was amazing. And then fast forward, and they came out with the Pathfinder rule set, which was in beta, because in 2007, Dungeons and Dragons by Wizards of the Coast said, hey, we're going to work on a new edition called D&D 4th edition. Well, Paizo was like, nope, we're still working on 3.5. So they had the, I want to say, gutsy move to continue with this. And what they did was amazing. They took 3.5, took all the bugs, took all what the players were saying, took all the things that everyone didn't like, threw them out. And then they took everything everyone loved and they made that more. So it became known as the 3.75 edition when, I want to say, 2007, when Wizards of the Coast said, bye-bye, no more. Anyway, flash forward to 2007 when Paizo is now not just a company who's making D&D stuff. Now, they've been just handed the reins to Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, the system reference document, also known as the SRD. So yes, they took D&D 3.5's and rules and then ran with it. It's amazing. So now here we are. Another thing of note is the fact that the Pathfinder core book is a meaty tome. This thing clocks in at 640 pages. This is the biggest freaking RPG book, core book with the rules that I've ever seen in my life. Well, the first thing I want to talk to you about is the fact that even being given a week, I am only on page 483 of this book. Look at the size of this thing. All right, right here is where I am. I am still in the how to play the game part. There is no way I can finish this entire book in a week. Nevertheless, go to the Bestiary. So, not a bad thing, just saying I'm still learning the rules. Luckily, however, I went and bought myself the very first module put out for this game, as well as some cards. Here we go. This is the Pathfinder, the Fall of Plaguestone module. Had to buy that. Also, being that I'm playing the game with my kids, I had to get the condition cards. So, both of these will become invaluable during our playtime. Also, let's talk about things that I've noticed so far. 1. I've noticed that the Pathfinder 2nd Edition is a lot like Paizo's answer to Wizards of the Coast's Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. So that anybody can just pick it up. Alright? But one thing I don't like, one thing I always go to when I first pick up a book and go, alright, let's see what's going on. The first thing I look for in any RPG core book, and I always see it, is what is an RPG? The very first time I see it, I shake my head. If you don't know what an RPG is, you wouldn't be picking the book up. Don't waste pages. Don't waste trying to tell everybody, oh, it's just like Cops and Robbers, but for adults. No. Stop that. Companies, please, please stop telling everybody what an RPG is. If they don't know, they're not going to buy it. All right? To me, it's being patronized. It's wasted pages. They know what it is. Let's keep going. Second of all, the idea that Pathfinder 2 decided to make a system where you don't roll dice to make your first character. At first, I was very, very, very against that. However, I am now on board. I think it's really cool. The fact that you can already think of what your character is going to be, which dictates your result. I love that. In fact, my first character that I had done was just in fact that. I said, all right, I'm going to try this by using the rules written, but I'm going to also try and do something crazy. So, if you don't know, one of the first things that makes Pathfinder 2nd Edition different from the 1st edition is the fact that you can play as I won't say race, I'll say ancestry. See, they've changed a lot of things. I like that. Ancestry of a goblin. So I'm making a goblin warrior. Just to be crazy. It's insane. Why would anyone do this? I would. So I did. And guess what? He's a pretty damn good character. So, in the next video I do, I'm going to show you step by step how to make a character. And I'll be using my goblin fighter as an example. So, yes. Everyone say hi to Hito. It's getting to choose what you want so that you can make a character within minutes. That is so important nowadays, where people are very new to the game and they say, oh, I want to have this like halfling druid. Okay, here you go. Here's your halfling. Here's your druid stuff. Do it. So kudos to Paizo. That's a great idea. Another thing I love that Paizo did is the fact that they've used the decimal system for the monetary system. In fact, like 1 gold piece is equal to 10 silver pieces, which is equal to 100 copper pieces. I love that. Like 10 gold pieces is 1 platinum piece. Good job, guys. Very cool. Simplifying everything is agreed upon. The other thing is the fact that everybody starts out with the same amount of gold or silver, in which case. Everyone starts out in the game, level 1, with 150 silver. Alright? Which equates to 15 gold. So yes, that is amazing. There's no, oh, I'm a paladin, so I have blah blah blah, or I'm a monk, so I have nothing. Nope, everyone's got the same amount to spend their money on. That's a really good idea. And spells, another thing, are very, very equatable to 5th edition D&D, where you get spell slots, you get the free spells, like the cantrips and the orisons, same thing. Just, you know what you're doing if you play D&D 5e. I love that too. Simplistic, delicious, and fun. Which brings me to the next chapter in the book, The Age of Lost Omens. Ooh. Yes, this is the part that drags you in and won't let you out until you find out what's going on in the realms of Pathfinder. After Pathfinder First Edition, lots have changed, and for example, Cheliax is no longer Cheliax. Now there's new Cheliax and old Cheliax. My daughter showed a lot of interest. She plays a lot of Pathfinder First Edition. My son, actually, who is younger, likes a lot of RPGs. In fact, just this past week alone, he's been reading things about D&D 5e. He's been reading things on GURPS. He's been reading things about Pathfinder First Edition. So he is really, really excited to find out about Pathfinder Second Edition. Let's see what he thinks. He wants to DM a game, and I said, "All right, let's do it." So next week I'll talk about finishing up what I've read, as well as the first module, as well as the cards, and we'll see how we go from there. Hopefully I do get the DM screen from them in time. So until next time, remember, that family who plays together stays together.